Most sexologists tell you if you want a great sex life, you have to learn to talk out loud about sex, especially to the one you want to have great sex with. Dr. Trina Read helps singles and couples stay connected and enhance their sex lives. She is known as the super busy woman sex expert. She is also a magazine columnist, international speaker, and sexologist. It is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Trina Read to Studio 4 to tell us more.
Tell us more. Oh, yeah.
Yes, about the topic everybody likes to talk about, around the water cooler.
This is what I think it's so interesting when I do seminars for couples. I split them up, men against women. It's kind of like a grade 7 dance. And I give them a top 25 list of things that tick them off about their partner. And, there's great discussion within the men and there's great discussion within the women. And then, then I have them go back and forth about what they don't like in the sex life. And then I put the couples back together as couples. No communication.
So has married life made your sex life disappear? Well, sexologist Dr. Trina Read is here, and she wrote, "Till sex do us part, make your married sex irresistible."
Well said. Well said.
Can married sex be irresistible?
and I see the disbelief in your eyes.
Well,
it's like, no, it's not possible. I'm sorry. We've been in a marriage. Can't do it. Yeah.
But how do you begin? That's a big statement. So what do you say when people say, can it be irresistible?
Well, I would say, I think intellectually, couples know that once they go into a long-term relationship, that things are going to change. Yeah. However, when couples come to me, the first thing they say, if I had a nickel for every time a couple said to me, the first two years of our marriage, we were having sex like bunnies, and now we're not. And they know that it's not going to be that way. So I would say that, no, you're never going to have that crazy, rip clothes off, earth-shaking sex. You're not going to ever have that again. However, mature sex can be some of the best sex in a couple.
Is loving your body a big issue that often comes up?
Oh my goodness. Well, you might have heard over 80% of women have body issues, and it's epidemic. And talking to women about body issues is frustrating for me because they say, please, 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 give me some ideas to help me feel better about myself.
Yeah.
And I give them ideas, and logically they understand, yes, but when they go and look in the mirror, the logic gets tossed out the window.
Absolutely.
And all they can focus on is what's wrong with their body. So it's very much a logic versus emotion thing for women.
Your sexual arousal are the signs on your body to say that you are aroused. Now generally, not every single woman, but generally when you start to become aroused, your breasts start to engorge, your nipples turn a darker color, they become erect. You get a body flush. Your vulva area, your inner and outer lips engorge, and your inner lips, especially if you've had a child, turn a deeper, darker color. Your vaginal canal, which in a resting state is about a 3-inch tube and it's collapsed. When it becomes aroused, it balloons to 6 inches. Imagine that, just a perfect fit. It balloons to 6 inches, starts to sweat. That sweat is your lubrication. Now what happens is, because most couples don't spend enough time properly arousing the woman, and men just assume, because we didn't tell them, that because he's giving you an orgasm, you are sufficiently aroused. That is not the case at all. You can, as I already said, you can have an orgasm and your entire body not be aroused. So a lot of times when women are going into intercourse, their poor little vaginas are this collapsed tube. They're about 3 inches, and if you're wondering why you're going, oh, yeah. By 1 year. 1 year is a pretty critical time because you are comfortable with each other. You can, wear your ugly sweatpants. You don't always have to brush your teeth, but you would never, even at that point, never let them see you in your period panties. No, no, no. You're like, wow! And your poor little clit. How many of you would like to tell your partner, honey, please don't use my clit like it's a remote control? Would you please go and tell him that this little tiny thing has 5,000 nerve endings? Like if you think about it, 5,000, and he's just, but what else? But the thing is, when you two first got together and you walked into the bedroom and he started doing this to your clit, you're like, oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby. I mean, you were just so into it. And he was like, you know what? I am super God. I am super. Look at me go. And nobody has informed him that the rules have changed. Because you won't. Maybe you're going, oh, yeah. It's one of the best bedroom techniques I can give you for a man. Praise the penis. Honest to goodness. I have a couple gay friends, and they said to me, a big part of the gay sex is to praise penises. And I said, oh, that's very nice. That's good. And he said, when one of my friends said, well, why don't you go home and praise your husband's penis? And I'm like, are you kidding me? We'd been together for a few years at that point. And I was like, no. He said, no, really. Just promise me you'll do it. So I went home, and I thought, how am I supposed to bring this up? How? So there I was, and I said, honey, that's an awfully nice package you have. And he was like, really? Do you think so? I'm like, are you kidding me? Yeah. And the rest of the evening, he was like thrusting out his pelvis. And he felt so good about himself. And by the way, ladies, this is 6 inches.